All right, folks, welcome back to DotaPit Season 3. Of course, we are into our first day of play. The qualifiers well underway. We've had a really great first series that was basically Unknown versus Meepo, and I can never remember the names. This one is 4ASC versus mYi. Thank you so much for joining us here today. My name is Mott. With me today is Mott Pax and Tralf Hari, man.
Doing good, man. It was kind of a passive game last game. It started out decent, but got a little stagnant. But it still ended up with some big crits at the end there, so I felt good.
Yeah, it was a back and forth. There were a couple kills here and there after about the 30-minute mark. It was a bit stagnant, like you mentioned, and then obviously that one last team fight to end all team fights kind of just. There were buybacks every which way. People were dying like crazy. It was tough to keep track of, but either way, mYi came out on top. And what could be the last game today for these two squads is it is a best-of-3 series, and mYi is up 1-0. 4ASC, the Finnish squad, who are arguably the favorites, if not outright the favorites, then they need some help here. They need to get something going with this next draft. Whether it needs to be a better draft or just better play outright remains to be seen.
Yeah, it was a bit of a weird draft. It wasn't standard by any means, having Invoker safe lane and then Bristleback and all that stuff. And again, I just think that Axe is just really the centerfold hero for the metagame right now. I mean, it seems to be an answer to everything. Like, no matter what is good against Axe? I guess kiting heroes like Viper. Viper seems like a good hero against Axe, but then you have the question of, damn it, now I have to play Viper because that hero just blows and it's annoying to play for anyone. It's annoying to play against and it's annoying to play. But I mean, what else do you pick, man? Like against Axe, and here we go. We're gonna see another Axe this time. Oh no, it's again on mYi.
Yeah, I mean they clearly value this hero pretty highly, as do many teams, like you mentioned. But how far Viper has fallen?
Axe, actually.
Yeah, that could work.
Because if you call him with a Manta on or something, like you just lose all your mana.
Yeah, you're gonna get mana drain. He'll mana void you. You're gonna die. There are a couple of heroes like that. I think it's tough because. It's one of those situations where Berserker's Call is so good and it's just such a short cooldown. And it's like he has like 3 good abilities. I mean, I even think Battle Hunger is that great of an ability, but his first ability is actually just insane. But they had to make that good in order for him to be relevant in the metagame, so it's understandable.
Battle Hunger used to be really good. They tweaked it a little bit. It was one of my favorite spells. I used to get it over the call. I would like max Battle Hunger and then maybe get 2 points of call or something like that. But since they changed it, I can't exactly remember off the top of my head what they changed. I think it was the amount of duration that it had at levels. I don't remember. All I know is that it wasn't as good as it used to be. Although the movement speed's slow, I think it's a bit higher than what it used to be. I think
they changed the mana for Battle Hunger. I know it used to be less than that, and I don't know. It's the problem with keeping track of all these freaking changes, man.
Yeah.
There's just so many. You need a freaking like Excel file.
It's because they like do all these changes at once. Like if they'd had like little changes every once in a while, I think you'd remember them a little bit better. But these big changes at once kind of get forgotten about sometimes. But also Axe with Venge. I talked about Venge and negative armor with Shadow Fiend and PA, but also this is a good combo in itself too because Axe is all physical damage with counter Helix, and then when you lower their armor, it makes it even more effective. So that's also a nice combo. But it seems to be that this Axe pickup is not only strong just throughout the game with these blink calls, but every single time I see this hero picked, he just owns in lane. Like I never see him get punished. I never see him like just get no experience and then die 3 or 4 times. I always see him either get some experience, go to the jungle, come back to lane, and like get 2 kills. That seems to be how it always works out. I don't know. I'm interested to see if someone can shut him down early.
It's very hard to if you're laning against one-on-one. It's very hard to shut him down. I feel like his strength gain is pretty high, so he gets pretty tanky. We talked about Jakiro a lot also recently. We said, hey, this guy hasn't been picked that much, but here he is. Jakiro comes through. Yep. With an Ogre and a Juggernaut, interestingly enough. Now the question remains, where do they play this Jakiro?
You could still play him as support if you want to zone out the Axe a little bit more effectively. Throw a Liquid Fire with an Ignite, and he kind of has to run away and can't really lane anymore. Maybe that's their thinking. It's also quite good if Jakiro is just sitting in the back with an Ice Path ready to go once Axe initiates. Actually, Jakiro is quite good against Ember Spirit too if you get fast Yules. So right now I'm thinking if you want to see the full effectiveness out of Jakiro, you probably play him in the off lane, in my opinion.
Yeah.
and then just pick another support. I think that was the best way to play him anyway. We'll have to see what they value here.
The Jakir offlane pick was like, again, it's another thing with Jakir where he just disappears. That pick was really, really highly valued for a long time.
10 seconds
So
remaining.
all of a sudden, it's back in the fold for 4ASC, and this could work out in their favor.
5 seconds.
They did ban out Meepo. mYi have a notable Meepo player on their team. It used to be, I think, Razine. They played it as a support too, and it actually they won a really ridiculously good game last season against Empire with support Meepo pick, which I know sounds absurd, but it worked out in their favor. So. As of right now, we'll see what they ban or pick up. It's going to be 4AC first, though. We'll see what they grab.
Yep. It's going to be a Centaur, so it looks like it probably is going to be
Dire team
that support Jakiro, which is a little bit sad for me because I do think that Jakiro with farm this game would be really effective. Also, not only is the Ice Path with the setup of Yule's good, but Yule's is very, very good against Ember Spirit because it disables the Flame Guard. And if he was able to get it at a more fast timing, I think it would have been a lot better. But they've opted to have this Centaur get his Blink as a priority rather than the Yule's on Jakiro, which I think might be a little bit of a mistake. I don't know how much Centaur is going to get out of his lane, assuming he is in the offlane against Vengeful Spirit +1. And yeah, we'll have to wait and see. I would have liked to see Jakiro offlane a little bit more.
I think it just comes down with what 4AC are comfortable with. Trixie, I think, is mostly a Centaur Warner player, but at the same time, he played support last game, and Buki was the offlane player. So I'm not sure if they're really shifting up these roles or if they just decided to change it for one game. Again, we'll see. mYi have another pick in a minute here. They banned out the Tide, they banned out the Deuce, they banned out the Brew, they banned out the Slark. They need another support. What's available? Let's check. There's not much here that you can go on. I'm looking at my mouse pad and I can't seem to think of anything. Witch Doctor should still be available if they want to go for that. Witch Doctor's not bad.
For my Insanity?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Witch Doctor is really good. It'd be a good laning support with Venge. Also, AA is pretty good with Venge. Mm-hmm. That was the combo for a long time in China, and I think it still is.
Yeah.
A support duo that just does so mumuch damage. It's going to be a Skywrath. Okay. The Silence obviously is very good against Jug. Think about Jug running in there with a Mask of Madness on, get Silence before he ultis, how much extra damage he would take. It would be a lot. So you have to be careful if you're the Juggernaut player here.
Yeah, you might get a Manta style just to avoid that exact situation.
I'm sure he will.
I don't think that'll be a bad idea. So the problem with the Skywrath mage today is that the teams that have picked it today have gotten wrecked for the most part. It's just not been a good hero or a good day for them.
And I don't even think it's necessarily the Skywrath, because we saw glimpses of hope where Skywrath would get an ult off, even on the Axe who had the full hood, and it still wrecked him. But I don't know what it is. Yeah, I agree, man. The Skywrath has just not been too effective today. But AA I thought could have been pretty good against the Jug.
Yeah, I would have liked AA. And Ice Blast is really good. Yeah, the Healing Ward. Yeah, that would have been really nice. I'm surprised they didn't even consider it. They just went right for that Skywrath mage. But regardless, it's okay. They're really counting on that Silence, though, to pay off early. Ember Spirit, after that last game, I'm kind of iffy about. You have to get off to a really good start, and even then, like in the mid game, you're really not contributing that much. It's just gonna have to wait until you get to that Battle Fury Daedalus stage before you can really start doing some work. That hero is good early on. I'm not the biggest fan of Ember certain games, but like you said, I think it's better in the safe lane to a certain extent. I think they played it in the safe lane though. No, they actually
they put it mid.
They put it mid, yeah.
Yeah, they put him in against the SF. I just think you need to be flexible when you draft an Ember Spirit. Like he can do well mid. If you're a very confident Ember Spirit player, you can actually win most matchups. But you also have to be humble and think, okay, there's certain matchups that you just shouldn't win as Ember Spirit. There's certain matchups that Ember Spirit should get absolutely crushed on. I don't think SF is one of them. I think he just got outplayed. But I think you just need to be humble and flexible and say, okay, well, we need to be ready in case they do draft. Like, say, if OD was drafted right here, I could easily see that and just say, okay, Ember Spirit's going to get shut down no matter what. You need to be flexible and say, all right, well, if OD's drafted, we're ready with, like, say, a Razor pick here, and then we'll just farm up the Ember Spirit.
Yeah.
I think that's the most important thing when you draft an Ember Spirit.
Yeah. Make sure you have a place to put him, essentially. Don't put yourself in a corner. Well, that's how many drafts go, but it'll work out for my insanity. 4 Anchors plus a Sea Captain. They do still need that mid, like you talked about. I don't know, OD couldn't be a bad choice here. And they go for the Lina instead. The core Lina.
It's really good. It's really good because for two reasons. One, or actually three reasons. One, it will destroy Ember Spirit mid. So if you're mYi Insanity, you got to think Ember Spirit should not go mid. He should farm bottom. You should put someone that can actually contend with Lina because Ember Spirit is not one of those heroes. Two, Lina naturally, yeah, okay, so that's smart. So it's probably going to be an OD mid. So two, Lina's really good with an Ags ult on Ember Spirit, so that mitigation of magic damage won't matter because it's going to be a pure damage ult from Lina. And then three, Lina always goes Yules, which will also stop the whatever you call it, the Flame Guard from the Ember Spirit.
And this is a hero that sometimes you see back in the day, but now it's played more and more often, and mostly in core roles. That's the interesting thing for me. And I'm excited to see how they do play with Nymphy here. He's actually going to have an ult talisman, a couple of branches, and some shared tangos. So not looking for that early bottle at the very least. They want to fight, and because they have to contest the rune, that's actually a smart decision. For mYi, we're going to do some introductions here. We have Gogi playing your Axe into the off lane. Of course, they are up 1-0, and if they do win this game, they'll be moving on. Milan is going to be playing your Outworld Devourer. Mitch on your Skywrath Mage. Lazard's going to be playing your Vengeful Spirit, and that will leave Cole on your Ember Spirit as well. So that is mYi.
Yep. And for the Radiant team, we got Matumba Man playing the Juggernaut. And then behind him is Valix on the support Jakiro, who just placed a ward in mid. Nymphy playing that solo mid. Lina. Trixie playing your Ogre Magi up top to start with Boogie playing the Centaur Warrunner.
Well, it looks like there's some issues with scheduling here, unfortunately. We'll have to wait and see. mYi, they take this game and they might not have any issues with scheduling. This could easily be a 2-0. 4AC getting 2-0, not what many people expected at the beginning of the series. However, we'll still have to wait and see. Matumba Man or Trixie will grab the Bounty Rune, and it looks like Trixie is rotating into the support role. They will have Boogie playing the offlane for the time being, I imagine. He has 8 tangos, a salve, and a stout shield, so Boogie should be okay for the most part. This is still kind of a dangerous lane, even with an Ember Spirit, though.
You know what's funny is when the old Bounty Rune change came out, or was implemented, everyone was going crazy, as they still do, for supports picking it up. I still think it's really good for cores to pick it up, personally.
Yeah.
Just because, obviously you want your core to get tons of farm.
Yeah, get off to a faster start.
That's a Reddit discussion right there. We got some action onto the Axe himself. Trixie pumping in some auto attacks, and Valix, who hasn't skilled yet.
Boogie up on the top lane is going to get stomped as well. Is there going to be a first blood across the map? No, it's not going either side. It looks like Gogi's just tanking up all of this damage, stout shield and all that. He just eats a tango. He's got a stout shield to work with, and he's fine. And I agree with you as far as the bounty discussion goes, but I'm a core player, so Milan actually is going to get lit up by that light strike array. He's got to get that off before he loses all of his mana, so I think that's a smart decision. And Milan actually has to be careful. He has no tango to use because it's a shared tango and it's on cooldown.
Yep. Yeah, this lane is somewhat even, which is great when you're trying to find heroes that can actually contest against an OD. It's hard to find them. There's like maybe a handful. There's Lone Druid, Lina, Razor, and maybe Viper and Sniper, and that's about it. He does ferry himself some more trees. The good thing here is that int versus int matchups for OD is that not only is he stealing some intelligence for mana, but he's also trading their damage because since they're an in hero, they're reliant on that int for extra damage. Yeah. So you see OD hitting for 81 damage, whereas Lina's only hitting for 56.
Yeah, this was a really good last pick for mYi. The question is, how well can he do in this lane, especially now that there's no mana left for an MP, or at least he has one spell left. Milan should be able to clean this lane up, but we'll wait and see. And that's the Dragon Slave used, so now there's no more mana left for Nymphy at this point. And he'll keep stealing the int. Boogie is walking right next to a Sentry Ward, however, the right click of Lazard is really not that great. Axe rotated to the jungle. Gogi realized he wasn't going to get much in that lane, and he'll just take the jungle instead, which he's pretty good at doing. Alright.
Well, this could be a potential kill up on mid, actually. With an Invis Centaur Warrunner and a stun to follow up from Lina, this maybe is a kill. If they get enough damage.
He's playing pretty far back. They need to hit the stomp first. And I think Nemphy's trying to bait an Astral here, and if he walks in close enough, yep, there he goes. Astral's going to go. There's the stomp as well. Double Edge might come in. Do they have enough damage? Here comes the relocation, or Mitch coming in with the just walking through the jungle. The TP came in. Lazard pops the magic missile, wave of terror, and they get the kill. Nice rotation coming in from both Mitch and Lazard. And so a bait turns into a counter bait, and they get the kill.
Yeah, a couple things with that is, one, they did have a ward up top, so I think that they knew he picked up the invis, but two, the Centaur went way too early. Like, he went while he was astraled, so he didn't actually have time to combo. So Nemphy was kind of put in a rough spot there, but I think that was a bit of a misplay there from Boogie. I don't know if it would have mattered because they did have good rotations coming out from mYi, but still, if you wanted to combo up with the Centaur stun, it needed to be much later than that.
The problem is he was going to astral and walk back, so yeah, Boogie probably would have been fine if he just waited, actually. There's no reason not to wait. I understand if you want to get that stomp off as quickly as possible, but oh well. Mitch is going to come in. They give the bottle to Mitch. He'll give it back to Milan, and or maybe Mitch is just going to keep the bottle. Actually, is that Mitch's bottle? No, it's Milan's. I was going to say. Who's using this thing right now? He's actually going to go get the rune, it looks like. The 4-minute rune is going to be grabbed by Mitch, or at least contested, and OD will keep his bottle.
Yeah, OD doing much better in terms of CS, and I still think that OD is a little bit favored in this matchup, but Lina can hold her own with spamming things out.
Milana's doing a pretty good job. He has no astral stacks anymore. Gogi's gonna get ice pathed here. Blade Fury might go. Berserker's Call, and they might just push this tower in. Trixie's here. He was a little bit late to the party with his ignite. Had he been there, maybe they get the kill on Gogi, but they're pushing him pretty far. Boogie spots out Mitch. The Arcane Bolt's gonna go. Ignite flies as well. Mitch is in trouble. There's the Fire Blast. Ice Blast. They will get... Oh, that silence goes, but it's just not enough. Berserker's Call. They are diving so far because of it, but they can't get a kill. There's nobody there from mYi to secure that. And so they end up getting a Skyrath, probably a tier 1, for pretty much nothing.
Yeah, they're going to need some rotations from the supports if they really wanted to defend this. But I think it's too late now after that kill. Yeah, so that's going to be a free tier 1 tower. And that's one of the beauties of just drafting a Jakiro in general, is that towers go down quickly. The reason why he didn't see too much play for a long time is, they nerfed the amount of gold that you get from killing towers a long time ago. Well, I guess not that long ago.
Mm-hmm.
And so tower pushing wasn't as effective as it once was. Like we saw at TI4, for example.
He's still... The AoE, or the DPS coming out from Liquid Fire is still pretty solid. Although it did get changed. I think it's still pretty good. It's just that he's not played in many good lineups. I think that most people like to have reliable disables, but you combo him up with somebody like an Ogre Magi, then you have your reliable disable, and they are able to pump out enough damage to get these kills. So they take the tier 1 tower. They will give some extra room for Gogi to farm once they push the wave in, but I think they pulled too. And Gogi's got to try to contest this. He doesn't even have Tranquil Boots yet, so Gogi's kind of having a tough time despite having 10 CS. The other offlane, though, is Boogie, who's just been kind of in the jungle here. He's actually having an even worse time. Ice Path misses. Gogi wants to get that bounty. We'll go to Valix. Gogi will right-click him once or twice, and then, meanwhile, Nemphy's going to get silenced out. Milan is a haste rune, and Nemphy is actually just dead. He has no mana to work with, and Milan can just right-click him to death. Nemphy tries to hide, and it's not going to work, buddy. And Milan gets the kill.
And Milan made sure that he got the last hit, too, which I don't see enough of that happening, where you really try to make sure your carry gets the kill. But it does make a difference, especially on a hero like OD, who just becomes exponentially better once you get that first 4-staff, which I do think is the correct way to rush to build him. Skip the treads, skip the Midas. Don't try to be greedy. Just get that for sure escape mechanism with the 4-staff. I think is the best way to go.
He's already up to 1,000 gold. He can buy a staff of wizardry. We'll see what he does here with his itemization. The Ogre is sitting behind Nemphy currently. And Nemphy does have his level 6, but not that much mana to work with. Laguna Blade is available. Light Strike Array, just trying to get vision, it looks like, on Milan. Milan's playing pretty far back. But Tubman is getting absolute free farm. It's 7 minutes in, and he's already at 50 CS. So, again, Juggernaut having a fantastic time. Oh, my God. That's scary.
Yep, there's Tranquils. Yeah, he should have his Mask of Madness coming out pretty quickly. And I am interested to see if he does go for this 4-staff. I think it's the right call. Judging off of how he played his Shadow Fiend last game, I would say it would make sense. He might think about going for a Midas just because he's pulling up this gold, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Here comes a wraparound here from... Oh, it is spotted, actually, with that ward in mid.
Dire's bottom tower
yeah, they're good to go. They're still playing pretty far up here for the most part. But yeah, they're not too scared of Trixie at this point. Bottom lane, Gogi jumping in with the Berserker's Call. Battle Hunger as well. Matumba Man does have Omni Slash. Not going to pop it off, though.
Dude, this could... I think OD can ult this and kill him right now.
He has 3 stacks?
He has so much int.
There it
Yeah,
is.
look at that.
They just wanted to get one extra Arcane Bolt going through in the Ancient Seal. Ancient Seal, God, plus Sanity's Eclipse. That's disgusting.
Yeah, it is.
It's like, how is that even fair?
Oh, and they just countered a fresh ward. That's so good for them.
So suddenly, mYi back in the driver's seat again. Matumba Man is having a good game. They're going to jump here on Boogie, but actually, he's able to get away. TP from Trixie. Cole, Remnants, is going to get out. The Ignite was about to go through. It actually did, but they just get out. They get out with the Remnant coming through, and that's just enough. And it is the Midas coming out for the OD.
Okay. I thought Force Staff would have been a little bit more safe, but... I mean, he is farming very, very well, so I can't knock him for that. Still very, very good timing.
He's going to go Midas the Jungle Creep real quick.
I just thought it was interesting because last game, you know, he was in a similar situation with Shadow Fiend.
He is dead as hell. Searing Chains, the Ignite and Fire Blast went out. Cole taking a lot of damage out of mana, but there's no follow-up. Ice Path, ooh, just misses. Sketchy. TP coming in from Nymphy again. Another Astral right off the bat. Milan is merciless with these. Matumba Man getting a lot of room bottom. Pops up the Mask of Madness and goes to work on the tier 2 tower. It's very low kill total game. A lot of CS, not as many kills. Valix and Trixie are going to put pressure top. Level 3 macro, or Liquid Fire rather. Cole's going to TP home and then Remnant back in. He picks up his drum first. They've done a really good job of making room for him in this top lane. He really hasn't been bothered at all.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
So much instolen from Milan that you can barely even combo up if you're an Emphy. He actually drops his stuff in bottle, so if he doesn't cast a spell by the time the Intelligence Steal wears off, he will be close to full mana. But until then, he actually can't combo up at all.
I mean, Nymphy feels like he's a creep at this point with what he's accomplished. 31 CS to the 54, but Milan might get jumped on now. They're wrapping around. There's the smoke. Milan has his Astral. Fire Blast comes in. They wanted the Ignite first. Now the Light Strike Array. There's the Laguna Blade. They pick it up. Trixie gets Magic Missile. Wave of Tear. There's going to be the Concussive Shot. But now Lazard taking too much damage. Actually has to leave. The right click. Ancient Seal's not enough. Nymphy gets a double kill. That is the start that they needed at the 10-minute mark. They needed to get back in with Nymphy getting a double kill. Get him something going, and that's it.
Yep. Just saying, if that was a Force Staff, he lives there.
Midas not helping out, no. Maybe he could have Astraled, I don't know, and survived a bit longer.
Yeah, if he Astral beforehand, maybe he buys enough time, but I think he would have still put himself in harm's way for a... I mean, he basically sets up the Ice Path for him, you know,
yeah,
if he Astrals
exactly.
himself.
Yeah.
So, it's kind of an awkward situation, but... That's why I feel like the Force Staff rush is just much better. If anything, go for the Midas after the Force Staff. I just think that... Ooh, Gogi gets the TP out. Nicely done. Barely gets away.
Half second later, and he's dead. So, he gets away. What's his status? Gogi is at 1,000 gold. Okay, Tranquils, he's getting there.
Yeah, pretty good.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Second lowest XPM ever on Centaur at 10 minutes. Well...
Yeah, he's only level 4. Ouch.
Where's my XPM? There it is. He's still pretty far down there. He's actually last. He's at 102. Yeah, level 4. That's right. That is rough. Rough for an offlane Centaur. Offlane Jakiro might have had a better time. Berserker's Call on Matumba Man. He popped the Mask of Madness. There's going to be the Ancient Seal. Concussive Shot. Gogi with the jam. Gets it done. And there will be a Centaur Conquer Stump, but it's too late. Gogi continuing to chase. He's got Berserker's Call in 2 seconds. Nice Ice Path. They want to turn this. Fire Blast can be an Ignite as well. Lazard looking for a swap. He can do it if he wants to. Gogi still in some trouble. Swap out. They probably get this kill regardless. Valix is going to hit him once or twice with the right click, but here comes the Ember Spirit. Cole jumping in. Wants Boogie, wants Trixie. Gets both of them. Sleight of Fist. He's got Remnants, but he has no mana. Boogie will TP away. Trixie is not going to be so lucky. Scarith Mage gets the kill on the Jakiro, and Cole gets the kill. Meanwhile, Milan gets the kill on Boogie across the map. As he was... Actually, how did he get that kill? Didn't
he
Boogie
got
TP?
the Astral off the last second when he was TPing. I was so close.
I was concerned. I was like, what? I thought Boogie left. Nope, he's dead. So 4 heroes across the map die, including a very important kill on that Juggernaut. mYi gets 1,600 gold off the back end of that. Scarith getting the most of it. And Nymphy is the only one not there, and all he really has to his name are Treads, a Null Tally, and a Bottle.
Yep. not going well for ASC. If he's able to get a fast Yules, he can maybe change this all up. Yules is quite good against Axe once he jumps in. You use him up. It's obviously good against the Ember and just comboing everybody. And I think that's their really one ticket to kind of get back in this game. Well, here comes Matumba, man. He's kind of getting in a weird spot.
Berserker's Call, Omni? Ancient Seal, oh no. Matumba, man, this is not where you want to be. Culling Blade, Fire Blast, his team arrived a second too late. Ice Path, Macro Pyre. Mitch is in some trouble. Gogi has to back away, but all of that damage, and if they had Matumba Man there, they'd get those kills easily, but he was just a second too early for them. This game almost is reminiscent of the third game we saw against Meepone versus basically Unknown, because you looked at the Juggernaut that game, he was so farmed and the rest of the team wasn't doing much. In this game, it's sort of similar, even though the Juggernaut's not as farmed anymore. It's not even the Juggernaut's doing well this game.
Yeah, well, you do see the damage output potential with the Skywrath ulti if you just get someone sitting in place, even just for a second. And that was just a good example of why Skywrath is still strong. And I don't think that Skywrath, despite his very low win rate today, I still think he's very strong.
Oh, Boogie almost lost his strength, was there. Instead, he'll lose his life to Cole.
Yeah, this Centaur is just not getting anything done. This is what I was scared of. I think if they... I agree with you. I think if they had just the Jakiro offlane and chose a different support, they'd be in a much better spot. I really do.
Unfortunately, that's not the case. Valix is way more farmed in comparison to the Centaurs, and even Trixie. I mean, he is still level 5. He still doesn't have Stampede yet. That's a huge ultimate to have against the likes of mYi, but it's just not happening. And Milan is running back mid. He has a Staff of Wizardry. He's looking to put an Empty under, and he will do so. Another TP coming in. Blizzard was just like, I want to actually just jump on this, but they couldn't do so. Another smoke from mYi. The mYi smoke, we've seen this like so many times in this series. Just between the first game alone.
Well, they have the combo again. This time with an axe, or with a blink on axe. THD.
Yeah, they do.
They don't even need to use the ult from Skywrath. They probably shouldn't. Yeah, he's going to save
him.
Nice.
Dunk him? No, they don't want it. They wanted to give it to Cole, I think.
And actually, it's going to be a blink here coming out first from Lena, which you can't complain about, but I still think Yules would have been a little bit more effective. We'll see. I just feel that they'd have nothing else to combo, because the stun range on Fire Blast was reduced significantly, so you can't always reliably combo with that. Centaur Warrunner is not going to have a blink for like another 10 minutes, probably.
It might as well be years at this point. They're ready to go, though. They're looking to jump onto mid. Milan's here. Trixie as well as Nymphy and Boogie. Jump, Link, Light Strike Array misses, and now Lazar's just going to Magic Missile. Still dies, though. Nice multicast from Trixie. They actually all left. They went top, I believe. Yeah, they're going top, and they're going on Matumba Man. I mean, as long as they can keep killing him reliably like they've been doing, that's more than enough. This is the like we talked about. This is the first time we've seen the Skywrath and Axe come up today, and that's huge. That's what they need to have here in this game for them to go forward. And there's going to be a battle period about 17 minutes for December Spirit for Cole.
Radiant's top tower is
Does he have it finished right now?
He has the broadsword. He just needs the Claymore.
Okay, that's a really good timing with the drums and phase as well. So, and the Forest Staff is completed for OD finally. He's only died once purchasing this Midas, so it hasn't been too bad. I mean, honestly, the rest of his team is really producing some nice kills between the Axe and the Skywrath.
Ice Path misses. Light Strike Array was about to go. Milan is going to pick up an Invis Rune. No problem with that. Nephi's probably dead. Searing Chains is going to fly. Light Strike Array. Cole does avoid it, and they actually pop off the ultimate with Milan. More remnants coming through. Trixie's actually out of mana. Omni Slash going in, doing some work. Milan's going to fall as well. No, he ashes himself right at the end there. Now they pop down a Sentry Ward. Milan in some trouble. Swapped out. Does nothing. Literally 2 feet, and he's dead as well. Lazard, Milan, and the Ember Spirit all falling to a big Matumba Man Omni Slash. That's just actually ridiculous how that fight can go so... Like, this game is going one direction, and then Omni Slash comes in, and it changes everything around.
Well, they were fighting without the Axe. They were fighting uphill with no vision. It was the biggest issue.
Yeah.
And they just didn't respect the damage output from the Jug. I want to say he was level 10 when that happened, too. I think that was a level 1.
No, that was level 2 Omni Slash.
It was level 2? Okay. Okay, so yeah, they just didn't respect the damage from it. Here comes Avenge TP, which looks like a
what a call.
Nice call.
They get Nymphy with the Mystic Flare. They're going to get more, it looks like. Gogi is low, though. The counter helix, Matumba Man's going to fall. Lazard stays alive, And Gogi's happy to give up his life to get that Juggernaut kill and the Nymphy kill as well. They're still chasing. Milan is trying to get towards the front. He's running towards, but they want to just take down this tower, I think. Bottom, Cole actually gets stomped up. Sleight of Fist Chains, more remnants coming in. Boogie is out of Stomp. He actually can't even use the double edge. It does nothing to the Flame Guard. It pretty much kills him. And Cole gets yet another kill on the board. 4-1 and 4. Battle Fury getting close to completed.
Yep. And even though Axe died, that was a really nice initiation. It also produced 2 kills and also saved the Vengeful Spirit for him. So that was really, really good from the Axe.
Yeah, Gogi he's having a heck of a game again. He's got to go for that pipe once more. Worked last game. It's going to probably work this game here. Milan, what do you usually see after a 4-staff? Do you just go for Hex maybe? I guess it depends on the OD.
If you're having a bad game or if you really, really need the BKB, which he actually might need the BKB, 4 out of 5 of the heroes are all magic damage with good stuns. So, I mean, Hex is the most common build, but if he went for BKB, I wouldn't think it's bad at all. And the only thing he has to worry about is the ult from Jug, which you can just avoid by astraling yourself. So, yeah, BKB is actually going to be the best choice, I think. If he goes for Hex, I understand why, but looking at the heroes for ASC, I think BKB would be the best choice.
Especially if he can somehow pick it up before this Boogie gets his Blink Dagger, although he is very close now. And I said it might as well be years away, but it's pretty close. And I've seen what a 20-minute Blink can do. Even though it's late, they could still easily get kills off the back end of a Blink Stomp.
Yeah. The small blessing in disguise with a late Blink like this is that if you're the other team, you're so not used to them having a Blink on their core hero that you just forget about it, you don't think about it. And I've seen so many times in those situations where you can get some nice 4-man stomps.
Yeah. It's like, oh, Boogie's just not doing anything this game, and all of a sudden he just blinks and stomps onto 4 of your heroes, and you just die. So, well, this is the right decision to make if you're mYi. Roshan falling quickly, Battle Fury now done for Cole, and I mean, they're going to try to contest Roche, but by the time they get there, it should be dead.
Milan really wants Roshan to stomp. I don't know why he's attacking at melee range.
Concussive shot, Valix, Ice Path going in. Ember Spirit jumping up, looking for somebody. Nemphy was the target, but he's actually wrapping around, and his team is not ready. On the other side, Boogie jumps in, Blink Stomp. Matama Man gets blown up. Ancient Seal does so much work. They've lost nobody either on the side of mYi. They come in, Sleight of Fist. DD, Cole is doing work. That Flame Guard stops the Laguna Blade from doing anything. 3 dead. Trixie is going to be the 4th. Gogi actually missed his call. Not that it matters. They're still going to get this kill. Stampede, he's pretty fast. Doesn't matter. He's done. Double kill for Mitch. 4 dead. They actually might get 5. Boogie is getting chased down. Cole has Remnant, and they're not going to go for it. They're going to take the Tier 1 tower instead.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, just a disaster of a fight. It's one of those situations where you try to fight around Roshan when it's too late, when you have no business doing so. And especially with the DD coming on Ember, I don't even know if they saw that. Actually, they should have seen it. Just way too much damage coming out. And you're seeing the disparity of items now really paying into effect here. That's over 10,000 experience lead now for mYi.
Never refuse gold.
That is a ridiculous lead at 20 minutes into the game. And almost 10,000 net worth lead. Well, it's more about 8,000 to 9,000, so not bad. Not bad at all. In fact, more items coming out here. Milan is going to be going for the BKB, as you mentioned. Cole has got 1,300 after his Battle Fury, probably a Daedalus next. Gogi has just a casual cloak and a Vit booster just to stay a bit tankier. So, I don't know. If you're mYi, all you need to do is just keep having fights like that. You're out farming them by a wide margin. Milan and Cole are a difficult duo to deal with. This is tough.
Nice remnant out from Ember Spirit. So he'll be okay. Very difficult to kill him, like I said, without the Yules onto a hero like Jakiro. But, yeah, I think also the Lena should have got for a Yules. Oh, nice. I like this. Yeah, he actually did go for the BKB first an OD. I think it's a really smart pickup, and definitely the best one he could have made.
He's waiting for it to come out in the courier. Another smoke from mYi? Yeah, probably. He's actually going to be the one to farm. Milan will be the bait here in the mid lane.
This is awesome. They do this deliberately where they'll have him farm. I see so many teams where they just mess up and they don't smoke everybody, but they're clearly doing this on purpose.
It actually works out. They don't need everybody here in this bottom lane. Nemphy is alone. They know other heroes are across the map. They could see him top lane. They could see Trixie top lane. And Nemphy, though, does have somewhat of an understanding that something's happening. He's backing up towards the tier 2 tower. They're all missing except Milan. Teams will start to pick up on this more and more often as they play against mYi.
Yeah, and it's actually cool because, like, you're not going to go on a solo OD with the rest of the team not showing. Like, you think that they're all sitting right behind him.
Top tower
And it's
is
very
under
easy for them to
attack.
find another opening around the map.
This does give Trix the opportunity to push up top, and Matama Man as well. What's his farm looking like? He needs that Mantis style. He's not quite there yet. He's getting close, though. He actually just needs the ultimate orb. And Cole is forced to TP back now, as it was getting pushed in. Matama Man is going to cut the creep wave with his Manta, or rather his regular illusions.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
I think you just play this patiently if you're mYi. Just keep farming the way you're farming, and just try to find Matama Man and shut him down, more so than anything else.
Yep. I mean, they have the stronger late game for sure, with OD and Axe and Ember Spirit. And they can always have access to Roshan too, because they got this Venge on their team and they're Dire, so yeah, they don't have to do anything too crazy here.
No. For Jug, he did go for the Blink Dagger. Again, we saw this previously. Not bad. Not a bad decision. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Lazard picks up the urn. He's had that for a while. There's the Manta done now. Everyone's TPing up top. They want to defend this / fight this.
Yeah, the problem is the Juggernaut has a lot of weight on his shoulders. Like, certainly not anyone else in his territory of net worth. I mean, Lena's 4,000 behind him, and she really needs Yules.
What a Searing Chains coming out from Cole. Good reaction time as well. But where's the follow-up? Valix, swap out just to make sure that
God.
Nephi can't get out. Ancient Seal, he's done. What about everyone else? Valix is TPing away. He'll make it out, it looks like. Gogi looking for more. Nice call to get everyone to TP out before they lose everybody. And Matama Man is pushing, but they still lose Nephi in the end.
Yeah, that was an awkward situation with the call coming out while they were swapping, but could have maybe got more if that wasn't the case, but still. Getting kills on the core Lena is always effective. Lena's not even going to go for a Yule. She wants a BKB, it looks like, which I don't think is the right decision at all. I think you're still going to get owned by auto attacks from Ember. You're still going to get called through the BKB. Don't think that's going to be the item to save you here.
I just don't know what item you build in this situation because she's so far behind. It feels like anyways. I mean,
it has to be a Yules, but it doesn't even really matter at this point. There's just too much farm on the side of mYi with an already better draft, in my opinion.
21 kills to 8. Pretty big discrepancy. And it's looking pretty bleak for 4AC. Luckily, again, I've talked about this before. It's double elimination bracket, so 4AC, they still have another best of 3 at least to play. mYi are securing themselves a spot to the second round, it looks like. I mean, as long as they continue to play the way they're playing. But Matama Man has got other ideas. He's going to try to continue to split pushing. He's actually doing a very good job of just taking objectives, whereas mYi they're actually behind in objectives now. There's 2 tier 2 towers left for mYi. There's actually all 3 for 4ASC, but they're going to try to rectify this by pushing into the off-lane tier 2 tower.
The only problem is Jug can't ever kill this Ember Spirit. Oh, Action bottom.
Boogie's going to get caught. Sanity's goes. Boogie's dead as hell. Trixie didn't take that much damage from that, so he's okay. Matama Man is just split pushing like crazy, though.
Dire's structures are fortified. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
There's glyphs. They have to TP back now. They actually have to defend against Matama Man.
Fortified.
Blink away. Even if they had Ancient Seal, Matama Man has a Med Style, although it's on cooldown. Tier 2 tower taken. Mitch can walk back if he wants to.
I think at this point you maybe get this tier 2 mid if you feel like you have lanes pushing out nicely, and then just wait for the next Roshan, get the tier 2 bottom. Like you said, play it safe, play it slow. There's no problem in waiting for the next item coming out for Milan, which is actually going to come out relatively quickly. It's got an ulti over 1900 gold, which will
he's pretty good.
Undoubtedly be that cheap stick.
Yeah. The Mystic Staff will take a bit more to get to, but after that, he's only a couple thousand away from getting that. So the Scythe is going to come out, the Hex will come out, and then the Manta is great. You know, the Blink, the Blade Fury, what have you, but the Hex comes out first, then all of a sudden he's dead anyways. And really, Juggernaut is the only one that is, I think, keeping them in this game. Maybe a good Ice Path, good Blink Stomp, and a good, Macro Pyre, but all the stars align, and that's great. But
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Damage equals intelligence difference times 10, level 3 ults.
Radiant's
It's
middle
a
tower
decent amount of
is under
damage against
attack.
Centaur and Ogre.
Dire's top
Blink
tower
Stomp
is
onto
under
2.
attack.
Good BKB from Milan, though. They blow him up. On the other side, Trixie throws up a Fire Blast. Nemphy gets off his Laguna, but dead anyways. Gogi, he's going to work, but he falls down to the Matumba Man ultimate, and he's going to get absolutely obliterated by that Mystic Flare. Nice usage of that sleep coming through from the Outworld Devourer to stay alive. Sleight of Fist going in as well, not really catching anybody with the Searing Chains. Milan has to back up. Valix is going to get concussive shotted. Arcane Bolted. And Ancient Seal, he should fall here. Another Remnant going to come in. Sleight of Fist. There's 4 dead, and they still won't be able to push the high ground because both Gogi and Milan had to back away. Milan, yeah, that was just...
Well, Centaur's dead for their 5 seconds, and he doesn't really pose that much of a threat. Maybe they get this tower and back.
The problem, I think, with mYi, the only problem they have is the ability to take objectives and fight. Boogie's going to jump in. He actually missed the Searing Chain. Stampede's going to go. Milan jukes the chive, and actually Boogie is going to get caught out with another Astral Spirit, Astral Imprisonment, rather. Trixie and Boogie are just sitting together, making sure they hold hands and stay alive. Cole Remnant's away. He'll TP out, and he should make it. Nemphy can't get there in time to blink and use his Light Strike Array, and so they'll just push out bottom as well. And so they keep the Tier 3 tower alive. Again, there's just no tower presence from mYi, no pushing presence.
That's a Sheepstick, too. So this Odie is really, really farmed. Not only is Sheepstick good, obviously, for just the Hex ability, but obviously amping up the damage for your Sanity's Eclipse by giving you, 35 intelligence is pretty damn good, too. And, yeah, so obviously a very, very strong item for him. Ember Spirit, what does he have? Oh, yeah, he bought that fresh BKB last, which is, I think, really smart by mYi. I think it's easy for teams to get greedy when you're this far ahead, but it's clear that Black King Bar is the item here this game for mYi.
I mean, this is, again, they're making the right decision. They're going to go straight into Roshan, and with an Aegis, and they maybe can push up to the high ground here. The Basher's done for Matumba Man, so at least they have that going for them. But he just gets Ancient Sealed and blown up every single engagement. Even with a Manta Style, he's not able to get out because Gogi jumps in and calls all of them. If it gets up to Matumba Man to have better positioning against this hero. Oh god, Cole's alone though. Uh-oh. They're going to try to jump on him, I think, with a blink. Oh no, he remnants all the way back down. However, this Tier 2 tower is theirs for the taking, but they will have to rotate back mid as they only have one person defending, that's Trixie. They're not even going to go for the Tier 2. It looks like they're all just going to TP now. They know that the rest of the team is coming in. Tier 3, no glyph. They're going to pipe now. Night damage still going. The Tier 3 tower finally taking a beating from Milan and his right-click damage. It's gone. Now the Rax is exposed. And they can't really afford to lose this. But Matumba Man, however, is pushing top up. And that Tier 2 should be his. Finally, he's going to go down. But he has to TP back home. Milan with Aegis.
Taking a lot of unnecessary damage, though. But he does have an Aegis, and he's sitting in the front line.
They're earning him pretty well. How many more charges do they have? Light Strike Array goes. They're actually out of earn charges. Cole gets Ice Pathed as well. The tail end of it. And the Melee Rax just falls without any contention. Do they back now? Do they think about fighting? Do they think about jumping in?
I don't think they need to back. I think they can actually fight. Maybe they're just waiting for... Oh, this is going to be a fake back or something? They're pinging stuff out.
No, they're going to... They have a Remnant. They're actually having Cole going back, split pushing this back out, and then just jumping back in.
Okay. The classic fake back.
Matumba Man goes out to the Ancient stack. He's there alone. Not that they don't know he's there. They don't have a ward. They won't spot out Trixie either, I don't believe. No, they do. They control ping him. Milan walks right in front of this Observer ward, which was just placed. And they also have this sentry here, so they can counter this ward. And there goes Matumba Man. Blink call. Why? Why do you make that decision? Matumba Man gets blown up. They actually lose 2. Matumba Man buys back immediately. Nemphy about to die. Stays alive barely. Now the Omni Slash going through. Ghost Scepter flies in. Astral goes through it, just doing no damage. The Omni Slash ends. And now the Berserker's call onto Trixie. Matumba Man, luckily enough, avoids that one. BKB from Cole. Matumba Man getting chased down. Searing Chain's on cooldown. Blade Fury going in. He's getting pushed all the way into the well. Now Nemphy Astral, he is going to get caught out. Ultimate was already used for Milan. He's just going to right-click him down. Actually blinked away from Nemphy. Now the Light Strike, the Laguna Blade, but that's just the Aegis coming out from the OD. Nemphy getting chased down. 2 Arcane Bolts flying through, almost killing him. And somehow that's all they've gotten. A couple of buybacks, a ranged racks. Matumba Man is still alive. Somehow survived that incredible beatdown that mYi put on him just a second ago. Gogi will TP back home. He'll make it out. All right. So mYi is one step closer again to completing this game.
Yeah, and the series. I mean, I've never even heard of these players, just being the ignorant caster that I am, but they're definitely putting on some impressive plays. And it's not just, you know, I know they're not playing, of course, one of the top tier teams in the European scene right now, but I still think that just watching their individual play, it's pretty good. It's pretty impressive stuff.
This is it was just a really good draft with the last pick, Outworld Devourer, coming out, and then on top of that, just landing really well, playing really well, and just all around solid Dota. Now we don't see this too often. Cole going for Desolator. It's certainly gonna zap some people. It's not gonna feel good, but it's not a choice we see too often.
For the Deso onto the Ember.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think crit is normally the best call, but Deso's pretty good again with the little axe combination. Just because he's physical damage and negative armor more with Venge as well. Oh, that was a quick pause.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. Lazard says we're good to go, though. And the Deso is just going to do some work here. Mitch is actually getting a point booster, a soul booster, rather. Maybe a Bloodstone, who knows. Casual soul booster is pretty good, too. We've seen that from time to time on Skywrath Mages, or like an energy booster or something, vitality booster. Milan is going to get caught with an ice path, but no follow-up as everyone else is kind of across the map. But some of Man is even still farming mid. All right. They still need to get that tier 2 bottom. That's the one thing that's preventing them from maybe finishing this game off. I don't know if there's anything else to wait for, though, if you're mYi.
I mean, maybe another Aegis, but I don't think they need to. It's going to be a while for the next Roshan, actually.
Yeah. I mean, they still have the Aegis. I mean, it would still, if they didn't lose in that last fight, Milan would still have it at this point.
I mean, what does Odie have? He's got
a lot of gold.
He wants a 4-step out. That's what he wants. There he goes. You got it. At this point, what do you go for if you're him? Probably a Shiva's. Shiva's is really good. And then after that, a Refresher.
Yeah.
That's pretty much the build.
At that point, you're pretty much winning the game. There's no real way to deal with that. Again, 4AC have done a really good job of split pushing and making sure that mYi are kind of off their game and they can't push in the lanes they want to, but it doesn't seem to be an issue when they have Cole with a Remnant that could just jump back into the lane that they want to be in. I mean, he just clears this so quickly with the Battle Fury and Sleight Fist. And another creep will come in, I'm sure he'll clear it as well. He's another Remnant. His Remnant expires in about 10 to 20 seconds. They actually are going to try to make a go on him. Stomp goes. Perfect timing. Cole's actually dead. That was exactly what they needed. They'll lose the tier 2 tower for it, but actually they're going to push up to the high ground of the tier 3. And all of a sudden that kill, with no buyback actually coming out from Ember Spirit, is a lot bigger than maybe it seemed. They all TP back home, though, and they don't want to fight this concussive shot. They do push in. They force out TPs. And Mitch is just going to walk through and say hi to the illusions. Now he actually goes to Refresher first. Okay.
Yeah, I don't mind it. I mean, he's got double BKB and double Sheep on top of the double ulti too, so it's fine. It does cost a lot of mana, but man, if there's ever a hero to have the mana pool to do so, it's definitely OD. So
I'll take that as tribute.
That's actually an Ags for the Ogre. Not too bad considering they're down a Rax and down 15,000 gold or experience.
Yeah, they needed something, and it's still doable even though they're 1 Rax behind, but they're going to have to make some pretty big plays here. Cole's back up at 15, and until he's back up, I don't see mYi doing anything crazy. And they maybe smoke up with the 4 of them if they want to. Roche is still down for a long period of time. Boogie is making his home up into the top lane. He's just sitting here waiting for somebody to push this in. And now with the tier 2 bottom gone, they can effectively push in that lane and not have to worry about top. Alright. mYi just playing very passively. 4AC also playing pretty passively, to be fair.
Yeah. At this point, maybe you just wait for the Roshan, since you've waited so long. Actually, I don't even know how long it's going to be. I think it's, another minute, and then you find out if it's 3 minutes
exactly.
or not. Yeah, I still always struggle figuring
it's like 20 seconds before we figure out how long it actually is going to be for the respawn. But as soon as it comes up, it'll tell us on the side how much the actual time will be. regardless, they have to defend their top tier 3 tower. All of a sudden, 4AC is the one pushing up here. They TP back Cole. Manta style. They have Glyph. I don't think they want to use it, but they're going to have to. Liquid Fire. What is happening? This is all of a sudden a tier 3 that's going their way. They might be able to blink out. Matumbo Man, blink is on cooldown for another 2 seconds. He's just too fast with the Mask of Madness and Phase Boots. They Stampede away as well. They can't catch anybody. You do see Milan coming in. He might be able to grab Matumbo Man, but he's just too fast with Bloodlust. They get Valix at least. But look how much damage that dealt just to the tower, the tier 3 tower.
Yeah. They're doing a really good job of about riding this out. And then now he has the team fighting potential with the oh no. Damage
he just bought his he just bought it. He just bought his Abyssal Blade and he dies. Milan cuts him off with the pass, hexes him up and kills him.
Oh god, if he spotted that out, they know for sure he does not have buyback.
Well, they're running straight down mid, as you can see. Maybe even straight down top at this point. Cole's the one that's going to be clearing the creep wave. Yeah, this is now maybe game because of that. Blink Berserker's call, but where's the follow-up on the tricks? They're going to pull him down the ramp here. Blink Stomp, BKB, perfectly timed for Milan, and Centaur is a hit away from death. Wave of Terror gets the kill. The snipe, the W button snipe coming out from the Venge. And at this point, with just that kill alone, that is enough to maybe even consider calling GG. And they at least will get a Rax off of this. Memphis comes in. BKB is going to go, and he's going to pop up. Macropyre is doing a lot of damage. Mitch is low. Eul Scepter is up now, but you can see Milan going to work. He gets 1, he gets 2. Double kill. He's godlike, and Cole continues to attack the tower. And all 5 are now dead for 4AC, with Jug respawning in 40 seconds. mYi are a couple seconds away from moving on and defeating 4AC in the first round of these qualifiers.
Yeah, but I think they could probably go for the tier 4s. Nope, you can go for the safe route. They do have, again, another sheep up, another ulti up, and yep, there's the GG well played. No shame in that, but very nicely played by mYinsanity. I don't know who these guys are, but again, they've been playing pretty good this series.
It's a mostly mixed squad of Serbians, Croatians, and a couple other Europeans, I believe, and obviously they've done a really nice job of, and even in the last DotaPit, they did a really nice job of securing victories against teams that were arguably better. This time, they take out 4AC, and of course, they have to beat a lot of teams just to get into DotaPit to begin with. The qualifiers off to a bang, a 3-game series between basically Unknown and Meepwned, and now 4AC and mYi ending in a pretty quick sweep with mYi getting 2-0 over 4AC. And I gotta say, it's been an absolutely fantastic day, but there's more to come. Tomorrow, we will have M5 versus NIP to kick things off, and of course, that'll be the only series of the day, starting at 9 a.m. CE or 9 a.m. EST. 1500 CET. So thanks so much for joining us, guys. My name is Mont. With me today is Mont Pax and Tralf. Tralf, any last words before we head out of here?
Nope, just well played to all the teams. Yeah, thanks for having me.
Thanks for joining me as well, of course. Guys, check out DotaPit.com for more information about the tournament, Twitter.com/DotaPit. Make sure you check out Gamers Book. They have on the Steam profile, their Steam page, the community page, they have a couple of giveaways going, one being a giveaway for Arcanas. I highly recommend it. Make sure you check that out. Shout out to our sponsors as well. And we'll see y'all later. Have a good evening, guys.